The summer I turned enraged. After watching the third to last episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty, I am... There you are. This is so exciting. The pop culture wrap this week for A Little Bit Extra is absolutely out the gate. If you're wondering what A Little Bit Extra is and this is your first time catching up with me, well, great news. This is your escape of the shit show that is planet Earth. Everything feels like it's bad, bad, bad. The world is on fire. Not here. Here, we talk about things that don't really matter, but they pique our interest and it gives us a little bit of an escape for half an hour. So thank you so much for hanging out. I cannot wait for today's episode. And I feel like I say that every week, but we get to talk Pamela Anderson. She has addressed whether or not it is a PR stunt that she was dating Liam Neeson. We get to talk The Summer I Turned Pretty because we've only got 2 episodes to go before it finishes forever, and I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings. And we're also going to be talking about some special mentions this week of Becky Hill, the most hilarious Pride protest I've ever seen, thanks to a Kazoo, and so much more. We have to begin with our person of the week. Now, if you missed the hilarity that was Cardi B when she was in court facing assault charges, you probably missed out on the funniest celebrity court appearance that I have ever seen. These are my favorite bits.
Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
You said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
Why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to fucking beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here.
This case honestly cracked me up. There was so many... This is why I stand by my point that celebrity court appearances should be televised, because that is the funniest reality show I've ever seen. Like, Cardi B is a chef's kiss when it comes to entertainment. But it didn't stop there. After she was dismissed from these assault charges, she got out there because she's got a new album coming out very, very soon. And she got out there to promote it because her album is going to be out the same day as Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl. So she needs to get out there and like hawk that album. And Cardi B decided to take her record company literally and get out amongst the people and sell it on the street like a marketplace New Yorker.
Y'all, we outside. We got the exclusive Cardi B new album. We selling right now. Look at it right here. We got the vinyls. We got the CDs. We got the court edition. We got the court edition. $9.99. $9.99.
You will not see any other celebrity do that. Like, could you imagine Taylor Swift or Beyonce? I mean, obviously they are on another planet when it comes to fame, but imagine them being out there dressed up in a costume, just hawking off their album for $15. It's so awesome. I love Cardi B. And I was trying to think about this if she was the most successful reality star turned musician, because she used to be on like Love and Hip Hop way back in the day, which is absolutely worth going back and watching. But I just honestly think that she is so funny, and that is like the biggest attraction about her is her personality. The music is fire. She's the total package. And you know what else is the total package? The sponsor of this podcast. Thanks for listening to A Little Bit Extra, and a huge thank you to our sponsor, Moody. I am obsessed with these. They're pre- and probiotic sodas, and this is the pink lemonade one, my absolute favorite. And the great thing about these is that they are packed full of prebiotic fiber and clinically studied probiotics. So your gut is going to be into this, and that is the best because gut health is wealth. Next time you're at the supermarket, make sure you grab a Moody, and the best thing about it is they're 99% sugar-free. How did they do that? I don't know, but they are great, so get amongst it. Cheers, Moody! It's pop culture wrap time, and I got a text last week from my friend Wendy, and she was like, it's all a PR stunt. Pamela Anderson, Liam Neeson, you need to Google it. You need to talk about it on the podcast. It's all bullshit. I was devastated. You know me. I love old person love. I love nothing more than sitting in a cafe and watching old people hold hands and kiss each other. It's not like a porny thing. It's like I just love that old love exists and seeing that it's not just a young person thing. And I adored seeing Pamela Anderson finally meet a true gentleman that was going to treat her right. Unlike you, Tommy Lee and Kid Rock. But when I found this news out, I was honestly devastated. Like, I felt like I had been lied to by my parents. It was just the worst. And then Saturday night, everything came back. All of the good feelings, because Pamela Anderson addressed it, setting the record straight, whether or not it was a PR stunt.
I do not and will never feed into PR stunts. That would be a death sentence. I am authentically driven. I am superstitious when it comes to love, and I'm not comfortable sharing any shred of my romantic life, for as you can see, it is only built up and torn down in days in a media culture that is quick to judge and ruin it. I know I will fall in love again and again on screen. That is my job. There are no silly games being played. I am sincere. Do not mistake my kindness for weakness or my boldness for bitterness. I am here on this journey, not for money or for fame, but to see what I'm made of. In truth, hard work, and to leave behind an honest legacy my family can be proud of.
What I'm picking up from this, guys, they're a couple. They're absolutely a couple. Also, one thing that somebody pointed out on TikTok was, have you noticed that Pamela Anderson has had a little bit of an English twang? Like those people that have been hanging out with people with accents, you start picking up their accents. I reckon Liam and Pamela are 100% together, but she is keeping it private. Because remember, Pamela Anderson is a celebrity that has been just looked at as an object for most of her career. She's had her privacy violated by having a sex tape released back in the 90s, and then a TV show a couple of years being made about said sex tape without her consent, without anybody approaching her, even though she has said, no, I don't want you to make that show. So I think it's really beautiful that Pamela Anderson is in this like new evolution where she's not wearing makeup. She lives in Canada on her little farm, working in her garden. She's extremely private and she's very selective about the things that she does share. I do think that Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are a couple. They're just giving us a big fat nunya. It's none of your business, and they're not going to tell us about it, which I will say pisses me off because I am so invested in their relationship. If you're going to keep it private, that's fine, but could you please at least give us some more cute PDA videos? Because I've watched so many Pamela and Liam montage videos that it's also it is a little bit sad how many of them I've watched. So keep it private, but just give us a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all I want. Just a little bit. You know what else we want? More Taylor Swift. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, Taylor Swift is everywhere. Every time you open your phone, your timeline will feature something about Taylor Swift. But what everybody wants is to see her play the Super Bowl. There's been so many theories and Easter eggs about whether or not Taylor Swift will play the Super Bowl, to the point that the boss of the NFL was asked about it point blank on the Today Show. Have a listen to his response.
We would always love to have Taylor play. She is a special talent, and obviously she would be welcome at any time.
Is it in the works?
I can't tell you anything about that.
Is it a maybe?
It's a maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll take a maybe.
It's a maybe.
Okay.
At what point can we expect the decision to be announced?
I'm waiting on my friend Jay-Z to be able to help me with that one. So it's in his hands. I'm waiting for the smoke to come out. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But you're a Swiftie. Team
I'm
Swiftie.
definitely a Swiftie.
Of course you are.
It's bullshit. I honestly think it is bullshit. I think that Taylor Swift is fine with the NFL using her as like a little, ooh, is she? Isn't she? But what I think is that Taylor Swift will not play the Super Bowl this year. I think she will do the Super Bowl halftime show, but it will not be until Travis retires. Because can you imagine how much of a distraction that would be for Travis if he was in the final for the Super Bowl? Even with a strong-ass mental game, she would 100% be wanting to be there for Travis, and he would 100% be wanting to be there for her. And when they're at the peak moment of their career, the last thing they want to be doing is worrying about whether or not the other person is going to have success in the thing that they're doing, because they want to be there to support them. I really believe that Taylor Swift will not be doing the Super Bowl, but she will do it next year when Travis is rumored to be retiring so that he can be there to support her and they can 100% be for each other separately in their separate arenas. Because otherwise it's too blurry. I absolutely could not do the halftime show, one of the biggest moments of a pop star's career, whilst my husband, or future husband in her case, was playing one of the biggest games of his life. I just really, really believe that that is not a thing that is happening. And the thing that sucks even more, if it's not Taylor Swift, say I'm right, how much is it going to suck for the person that actually does the halftime show? Because the whole world has been built up. We've got all these Easter eggs. It's going to be Taylor Swift. And then boom, it's somebody else. And people are instantly going to be let down. Unless that person is of the same stature as Taylor Swift, which is a very small window of people that also haven't already done the halftime show, you're setting someone up to fail. And it's absolutely... like, I feel bad for that person. I really do, because you're going to have such a, like, hard reality to, like, come and deliver something better than Taylor Swift and have people go, oh, okay, no, they did a good job. It's going to be so hard for them. The other thing that's really hard for me right now is to contain my rage. I am raging about The Summer I Turned Pretty. Now, I understand, and I had never seen a TV show do this before. We're going into the final season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And this is a spoiler alert. If you are not up to this point, maybe skip forward a wee bit, okay? But I am so mad at the show. I can see why they did the pre-stuff at the start of the season saying that they should, that people shouldn't be doing online bullying and all that sort of stuff. And I support that. No online bullying. This is not a personal attack on the actors of The Summer I Turned Pretty. But this is a summer that I turned enraged because I just have so many questions. And I was voice memoing my friend Sarah, who you would know on the podcast as silent producer Sarah, just so baffled by the latest episode. We've got 2 episodes left. Belly is now in Paris. And we had an entire episode of Jeremiah doing his cry face. It looks like he's constipated. We had an entire episode of someone getting some Gatorade to Jeremiah, which I get. It's like, oh, Conrad's the only person that knows what he needs. I get it. But how many times do we have to say, red Gatorade, red Gatorade? Jeremiah needs his red Gatorade. I want to know how much red Gatorade paid for that. But then once the Gatorade ad was over, we're in Paris with Belly. And guess what, guys? Someone stole her luggage. Uh-oh, lucky she's got her Apple AirTag in her bag. We then see her missioning following the AirTag. And I get it. This is an elaborate way for her to find her French friends, her new friend group. But fuck me. Too long. It went on for most of the episode where she's like, oh my God, it's over here. Oh my God, it's over here. I've got to get into this secret club. I don't have the password. Oh, lucky I met this random girl who's going to turn into my best friend. Okay, now I'm getting in here. My 3 problems with this AirTag situation is somebody that doesn't know Paris very well. 1, all of a sudden knows the bus and train system of Paris so well that she can keep up with an AirTag. And B, the fact that she manages to just get into this private party with a password from some random girl, and the fact that they let her in with her suitcase. What? My husband can't even get into a bar on Ponsonby Road wearing a hat. And this bitch is... No, sorry, she's not a bitch. And this girl is going into a party with an entire rolly suitcase. It's not even a chicken baggage suitcase. It's like a big suitcase. And then, once she gets in there, she maneuvers the suitcase. I get it. It's like symbolism that I'm carrying my baggage. But it just blew my mind. I was like, no, come on. We are better than this. We just put it up in text saying, and then Belly went to Paris. Someone stole her bag and we found her friend. We don't need 43 minutes of it. Then the other point that Bex made, my friend in Wellington, she goes, also, at what point did Susanna, who's Jeremiah and Conrad's mum, not just pull her boys aside and be like, guys, there's more fish in the sea? Or go to Belly, hey, stop effing with my sons. Because I'm telling you now, if anyone messes with and plays my 2 sons against each other, I don't care how amazing you are, I will not let that happen. I will not let my sons get to the point that they hate each other or don't want to be around each other or fuck each other over a partner. It's just ridiculous. And it's making me so mad, so enraged. But you know that I'm definitely going to be tuning in on Wednesday night when the next episode comes out, because I love the show so much, and I really wanted to be Team Jeremiah the whole way through, but I think we've now all just accepted that we know how the book ends. We know how it's going to end. Just hurry up and get there. I want to see a super, super racy Conrad belly sex scene. I want to see the big romantic, like, Notebook level reconciliation, passion the rain. And we've seen that the cast will go to Paris. It's got to be epic. These last 2 episodes have got to make the AirTag Gatorade gate way worth us sitting through that 43 minutes, okay? There's too many characters that have been introduced for 2 more episodes. Fuck all of them, stay with the core cast, and let's get in there. The other thing that really drove me crazy was when Taylor and Steven finally reunite and they start boning. And I'm like, oh my God, never found Steven hot before. But the chemistry between these two is crazy. And just as it was getting peak sexy, he stands up and you see his khaki shorts. And I don't know why. This is so judgmental. But as soon as I saw his khaki shorts, I was like, you've ruined it. You've ruined it now. You've ruined it. And I'm just really happy they're together. But I just ask, Steven, I know you're a fictional character, but next time that you make love to Queen Taylor of A Summer I Turned Pretty, put on some fucking better pants, okay? Put on some better pants. I don't know why, but the khaki shorts, they weren't working for me, and I know that this show is purely for my libido, okay? So please do that. Thanking you. I feel much better now. Sorry, that was quite ragey. But as I say, that wasn't a personal attack on the actors. It was literally just my frustration at just wanting to see that reconciliation. We got some special mentions for the podcast today of pop culture moments that I think definitely need their time in the sun, because I thought that they were so freaking awesome. Number 1, Becky Hill was performing at a festival over the weekend and she stopped down her gig and she was really, really nervous. She didn't know how she was going to deliver this moment. She didn't know how it was going to be received, but she sat down on the stage, she pulled out her phone, and she had written a 2-minute speech about all of the devastation happening around the world right now, especially what is happening in Palestine. And this is part of what Becky Hill had to say. And I've got to say, when so many celebrities are not saying jack about this, to see someone stop down a festival and do a speech about it, my respect for Becky Hill, tenfold.
We dance safely here tonight. There are people around the world being forced from their homes, bombed and starved to death. We must keep raising our voices for the war crimes and genocide being committed in Palestine. And also we must keep the pressure on the politicians who are responsible for these atrocities. Take note of this moment in history and remember the real version. Tonight we dance, but tomorrow we continue to move as one. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo.
See, she's just such a legend. Imagine how powerful it would be if someone like Beyonce or Taylor Swift did something like that. It would be a game changer. It would be incredible. And I think it was the same festival. Alex Warren was due to be playing at this festival. And he pulled out a while ago because he mentally was exhausted. He needed to see his family. His mental health was not sharp. And the festival kind of made it seem like he pulled out last minute, when in fact they had some notice that this wasn't going to be happening. And Alex Warren was so upset about this that he took to his TikTok and he made sure that everybody knew the real story, because the festival were either going through and liking the negative comments about Alex Warren.
I've been told not to make a video about this, but you guys deserve answers, and it's really fucking weighing on me not talking about this, and everyone keeps telling me not to talk about it, and musicians don't do that, and I fucking think that sucks. You guys deserve to know everything. This is probably going to get me in trouble too, so I apologize. This may be deleted. 4 weeks ago, I asked for time off. I am going through a lot of stuff. I've been touring all year. I have rehearsals on my birthday, all these different things, so I wanted a week off. where I could go see a therapist, where I could spend time with my family, and sleep in my own bed, because I haven't been able to do that. My team had told me that I'd have to cancel a show or two. And I said, that's totally fine. I don't care how much we lose. I don't care what the fuck happens. I just want time off. My team canceled that festival, or at least talked to the people throwing that festival. And apparently conversations were happening. They were trying to get me to stay. And I just wanted this time to be able to have to myself and spend with family. I was supposed to play a talk show the next day as well. And they were trying to figure out travel and everything. And I canceled that as well. And I just wanted to be home. So I forgot about it. This was a few weeks ago. I thought it was handled. And I never realized that they never announced it. Yesterday, the festival had posted that I have a commitment and I booked something that was bigger and better and made more money or whatever the heck. And then I find out that they're sending DMs to people saying that I decided to take on a talk show instead of go to their show. And that's not the case. It's not true. Then I find out they're liking hate comments and DMing my fans. And I'm baffled by this. So I posted a video earlier and they were like, if you take that down, we'll take down our fake post. And I'm like, what is happening? I let my team handle this. And I totally forgot. I just have this. I can just say something. Everyone's telling me not to fucking say something. I think that's so stupid. This was handled so poorly. To PEI, I'm sorry. Like, I truly, like, this isn't some bullshit cop-out. This isn't some thing where it's like, oh, he's blaming someone else. Truly, I had no idea that this was going to happen. And if that was the case, I would have tried to carve out time somewhere else. Truly. I don't know how this happened.
Reading the comment section of Alex's video, it made me so pissed off because I hate how people are always like, oh, mental health, it's so important. It's like, we've got to talk about it, blah, 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 which is 100% correct. We need to be talking about that stuff. But people, I find sometimes, are all about supporting mental health until it inconveniences them. So there's people that are in this comment section being like, well, you shouldn't have committed to something that you couldn't commit to, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I don't know if you know how mental health works, but it's not something that you can just control. It is something that happens to you whether you like it or not. And it is absolutely self-combustion. Like the fact that Alex Warren knew where he was headed with his mental health and he could make an intelligent decision, that should be applauded. And the people that were like complaining about that, get in the bin. And joining you in the bin will be this anti-gay Christian group that were doing a protest over the weekend. And I loved this so, so much because these protests can get so ugly. And like watching people being so vile and horrific towards the rainbow community who brings so much joy, the fact that they just cannot see what they're missing out on by being so hateful. But members of the rainbow community and the allies went to the protest with a bunch of kazoos and they just started playing Chapel Roan on kazoo, and it is definitely one of my favourite moments I have ever seen on the internet. Absolute legends. I love it. I want a kazoo purely so that anytime I hear someone being homophobic or just a piece of shit, I can just be like, doo, 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 and just like kazoo them. That would be my dream. I need to find a kazoo. It is on my to-do list for this week. And maybe I'll make a jingle up for the podcast on kazoo. So many thought starters. That is us for our pop culture wrap this week. I have a huge favour to ask you. The podcast is available on so many different platforms. If your platform has the ability to write a review or write a comment on it, please do so because I really, really help the podcast and it would mean heaps to me if you could give it a rating, write a review, and it just keeps the podcast going and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on Thursday where if you are sitting there being like, what the fuck is this Mr. Fantasy thing all about? And like, what's it got to do with KJ Upper from Riverdale and Shortland Street if you're from New Zealand? I'm going to give you a deep dive on Mr. Fantasy on Thursday because I got a message from Aroha in Christchurch on my Instagram. She was like, please break this down for me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm so intrigued. And so for you, Aroha, and anybody else that doesn't know what's happening with Mr. Fantasy, we're going to be covering it on Thursday. Cheers for hanging out on a little bit extra, and a huge thank you to Moody for sponsoring our podcast. We really do appreciate it, and my gut really appreciates your pre and probiotic sodas because these things are packed full of prebiotic fiber and clinically studied probiotics. Plus, they're 99% sugar-free, so they are blimmin' good for you. Go and get amongst it, chuck one of these in your trolley, and we'll catch you again next week. Cheers!